again, mindset is huge, but I think number two is just his ability to use his fastball and be in zone with that heater. He has really attacked with the heater. We've seen, several, a little bit of a velo spike in terms of that. He's been up over 100 pretty consistently, but his ability to throw strikes with it and get himself ahead, and when you can pound the zone with that heater, that slider becomes almost unhittable, and I think that's really been, if there's been one key, it's been that. He's been able to attack with his fastball and get himself to where he's able to use that slider in much better counts.
Mariners manager Dan Wilson talking about his closer, Andres Munoz. He has been pitching very well lately. Dusty Baker will take a deep dive into some of the numbers from Andres in about 5 minutes. But first, Chris, you had a chance to chat with Andres.
Yeah, always fun catching up with Andres. And Dan Wilson, Paul mentioned his velocity. Andres has been hitting 102, 102, 101 and 102 on the radar gun this season. My first question to him, how excited are you to see your fastball in the hundreds this season?
Has been huge for me, especially right here for the mental side. But yes, he's just like take a couple of advices from different people, and I just don't think too much about anything on the mound. Just try to go see my spot and go the hardest that I can.
Whether you're hitting or pitching, this is important, isn't it, the mental side?
It's really, really important. Same as the breath. The breathing is really, really important. And those are the things I never think about that before. And now that I have those rocks on the road, is when I start to figure out what I need to do better, and that was one of the things that I was missing a little bit.
Well, and that's what I love about you, is you embrace sometimes those tough starts and learn from them. You talked about that a couple months ago. How important was it? Not that you all want to have bad starts, but to learn from them and get better from them.
And I feel that is really important for me. And I take this as a lesson, something that I learned from it. And even in all the things that I do, all the things that happen, good or bad, I learn from it. And that is how you get better. I feel that is the only way that you're going to get better, to fail and then go back and go stronger.
You've been very good lately. Is that just a combination of everything, the mental, the breathing, all that?
Yeah, it's a combination of all of that, and the velo too, like using a little bit more fastballs that give me that confidence and just go there and attack the zone. Obviously, I was talking about that with some of my brothers. Like all the time, I want to do that. That is my plan. All the time, the last two outings, all the time when I get on the mound, I want to do that. Sometimes your body is different, sometimes you don't sleep good or whatever it is, and your body doesn't feel the same. But all the time when I try to go out there, I try to do the same thing.
Well, it looked awfully good this weekend for sure. What is it like coming out of there? Not many people are ever going to have that moment, coming out in a 9th inning, in a 10th inning. What is that moment like, getting the call and knowing you're coming out like that?
It's really special. Never, ¿cómo se dice? Como que nunca cambia el sentimiento.
The feeling never changes.
The feeling never changes. That adrenaline, that scare at the same time, that little butterflies right here, and I feel that is what makes it really special. Go out there and knowing that you have to do your best because are the last three outs. Yeah. And some people say like it's only 3 outs. It's not only 3 outs. I've been in situations before when I get in the 7th, when I get in the 8th, when I was here in 2022, it's not the same. But right now, and like I say, I've been learning from mistakes that I had and getting better each time.
Is it, as a closer, can you get too pumped? Because I feel like if I was coming out and there's 44,000 on their feet, I would be just like almost too amped. Yes. You have to kind of keep...
Yes, you can feel it. As soon as you throw the first pitch and you just pull that thing, it's like, okay, I have to calm down because I'm getting too excited. And that is one thing that you have to figure out how to do it. And like I said, you've been learning from one day I get in and I pull 2 and I let the game speed me up. And that is the worst thing that you can. You have to slow down. It's harder with the timer, right, with the time that we have right now, but you have to find a way to calm down and you are the one who has the ball in the hand, and you are the one who control those things.
Last question for me. An hour ago, I had the pleasure of chatting with Gino Suarez. I see you two are two of the nicest guys I've ever had the pleasure to work with. Just take me through you personally. What, your personality, it's something, obviously you're raised that way, but how important is it? How much you give back to this game and stuff?
Probably the first thing that I think when you ask me that is you have to stay humble the whole time. Like, you can't be too high, too low. Doesn't matter how good are you doing or how bad you're doing. You have to maintain the same. If you get too high, when you go down or when you go to the lowest point, it's going to be harder. And I try to maintain that same. And Matilda has been helping me with that a lot, because all the time when I say it before, all the time when I have a good outing or bad outing, I can get really excited to the apartment and she's going to receive me the same way. So I obviously, maybe it's not the same thing, but I take that as example, and I am like, hey, let's keep it the same the whole time. And the other thing too is like treat everybody the same. Like how I treat Freddie is how I'm going to treat you. Like everybody's going to receive the same treatment from me, and that is really important for me. My mom and my dad always told me when I grew up, nobody is more than you or less than you, and I keep that my whole life.
Well, some great words right there from Andres Munoz. Always fun to catch up with him. By the way, Paul, he mentions Matilda there at the end of that interview. That's his cat. Matilda is his cat, and he's so right. Whether he comes home with a big save or blows a lead, Matilda's going to look at him, treat him the same way. And as a pitcher in Major League Baseball, you have to have a very short memory to be successful, but at the same time, and we heard it from Andres right there, you also have to learn from your rough outings, and he definitely has this year. Yeah,
man, I love hearing from Andres. I don't think we hear enough from him, and the fact that I know he's a big cat guy. I know he does great work with Seattle area feline rescue. So, yeah, I think it's awesome, man. I'm glad you had a chance to chat with him, because I know fans want to hear from him as well. So, how good has Andres Munoz been for the Mariners over the past couple of months? Dusty Baker now joins us for a deep dive into Andres Munoz. Dusty?
Guys, I mean, when you look at the numbers from the start of the year to over the last 30 days, it seems like it's a completely different player. If you take a look at his overall stats as well as his savant numbers, man, it is unbelievable to see what he's been doing. And let's take a look at this first of all. Over the last 30 days, he's had 9 innings pitched. He hasn't given up an earned run. He's allowed essentially less than 1 runner per inning, and he's had 14 Ks, and in that perfect 9 innings, that means he's got a 14 K per 9. He also had 4 saves in that process. And as you go deeper into his numbers, guys, his baseball savant page this year, you'll notice that he is in the 99th percentile in so many different categories: the chase rate, the whiff rate, the K rate in particular. He's getting a lot of swing and miss. And on the other end of things, guys, when you look at his 2025 season, he kind of got outs in a different way, a slightly different way. You'll see that was definitely more red because he put together a more complete season. But you'll notice that chase rate actually was down. His whiff rate is better this year. His K rate is better, although you'll see the expected ERA, the expected batting average, he was limiting contact. So it's interesting because it's almost like he's blended a combo of last year to this year over the last month. He's been able to still get more chase the way that he has this season, but one thing that is different, guys, is he's now limiting the contact versus he was giving up a lot harder contact earlier this year, leading to the runs and, of course, leading to more blown saves.
He's got a new set, and the pie charts are getting better. I mean, Dusty, every show, man. I love it.
That is definitely a start of a deep
Hope you
dive
like the
there.
Plant right here, too, by the way, guys.
Yeah, that's nice,
it's
too.
growing.
Nice addition. Hey, listen, is there anything from Munoz's pitch selection that has changed?
Yeah, significantly, guys. And you look back to where is this changing over the last month specifically. Well, I picked 2 games, one from June and one from July. In June, he struggled. He gave up 2 runs against the Nationals in an inning. And, of course, this past week, week against the Giants, he had great production, had 2 Ks. I want you to look at these 2 different charts right here, guys. On the left was against the Nationals. You'll notice in yellow, that was his sinker. He used that. He tried to at least hover around the zone with one of those pitches. The other was far on the outside, and he was going for straight chase as well. The biggest indicator here, look at the red. That is his fastball. He only used 1 fastball in that appearance. He did not keep it in the zone, and he wasn't pumping gas either as well. On the right side, where he had a great performance, he only utilized his fastball and his slider. He made sure his slider was out of the zone in a way that was able to allow for chase, but the difference between these 2 guys was that he was using his fastball for strikes in the zone and around the zone, and he ultimately eliminated his sinker as well. He is going to his bread and butter, guys, which is a big reason why we've seen some production here from the velocity side of things, which goes directly into what we saw from that appearance versus this most recent one as well. His velocity against the Nationals a month ago was slightly lower. His top velocity was 99.4 miles per hour. Now that he's focusing and honing in specifically on his fastball, utilizing that more, he topped out at 100.1 miles per hour. So higher velo and also locating closer within the zone and using his fastball for a strike. That has been key, guys, to be able to have the success he's had recently.
All right, Dusty, we got a couple of minutes, so I want to throw it out there. Andres has been amazing. The bullpen has looked good. I think a lot of people see this Mariners team and they think about the trade deadline. They think, let's go get a bat. There's not a lot of bats out there.
No.
But there is a big fish out there by the name of Mason Miller. And if the ultimate goal is to win a World Series, can you imagine, guys, a bullpen with Andres Munoz, Mason Miller, Gabe Spire, Ferrer, Matt Brash if he comes back? It would be absolutely incredible. Any chance that the Mariners could go out and get Mason Miller? What's the odds?
Yeah. At this point, Jeff Passan reporting that it's 40% likely right now that the Padres do deal Miller. Why? Well, because this is his maximum value. And, of course, you made a good point. The bullpen will look really, really sharp if the Mariners can bring him in. Take a look at this. You'd have Miller as your closer. A lot of people would say, well, why not Munoz? Miller is elite in this category. Having Munoz as your 8th inning setup guy would be incredible, and you nailed it. If Brash comes back healthy, he's one of your main setups that's in the 7th inning. The lead up there is incredible with Gabe Spire, Bizardo, Ferrer. That is an elite bullpen that can help lead you to a potential championship. And on top of that, I do want to say that Miller has been unbelievable this year in so many different ways. He's been in the 100th percentile in nearly every pitching category. But I want you to take a look here, because when you look at what it may cost, it is going to be a lot. Yeah. And this is something that I think is going to raise a lot of eyebrows. Some people that are probably homers won't be too happy with seeing what is on that side of what the Mariners would have to give up. George Kirby is probably the piece that gets you Mason Miller. And I want to add, by the way, the Padres have an asset that the Mariners could use that is a very familiar asset as well, Ty France. He's been the best hitter in baseball, guys, over the last 2 weeks. They need a right-handed hitter. He's hitting over 300 against left-handed pitching. You reel in those 2 guys, and of course, Michael Arroyo is a face that everybody's been talking about. Where is his position? Maybe you utilize him, utilize the piece that you have to get the big fish, as you mentioned, moving forward.
It would be tough to give up a starting pitcher, and George Kirby, we talked about on the show yesterday, has been phenomenal. But unfortunately, if you're going to go after a Miller, Paul, you're going to have teams like the Yankees and Red Sox going after him as well. So they're going to throw out some big names too. So it will be interesting to see what they do.
I think you're right. I think that's where the biggest challenge is not just pleasing the Padres, but trying to stay ahead of all the other guys that are coming in after him. But I do have to say that, the Dusty Deep Dive, Chris is in here like this. He is all in.
I'm taking notes.
He's looking at charts. He is mesmerized by your deep dive, Dusty.
I got my notepad just beyond the plant over here.
I feel like we need another hour show, and we'll take a test.
That's true, too. I do feel like that. All right, Dusty, thanks for the deep dive. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.